Hi everyone, my name is Faris. Today I'm going to be working on this Hyundai Accent 2003 model. We're going to be removing and replacing the MacPherson strut. First step is you have to take off the wheels. Make sure you have a bucket to put your nuts in and safety glasses always. Make sure it's fully in and then start turning. Try to go in a star pattern. Now once you've got all the nuts off, make sure you put the hubcap on facing down. Make sure you leave like the outside facing upwards so it doesn't get scratched up and stuff. Stop. Now once you've taken the wheel off, just leave it under the side where you took it off. And then the next step is to identify all the lower hardware. So we're looking at the stuff that we're gonna take off so that we can get the strut out. It's gonna be these two bolts, and there would be another bolt back there holding this brake line, but it's broken on this car. It's a 12 mil bolt. You can just take that off with any normal ratchet. So we're gonna just mark these with some wax. Do a little on this side. And then we're gonna move on to the upper mountain hardware. After you lower the car, you wanna pop the hood open. So just come over to the driver's side. Come here for a second. Look down there, you should see a small lever you can pull. That'll pop the hood. Then come over to the front of the car. Flick over this metal switch, and that should come right open. Prop it up with this. And that's it. Once your hood's open, you're gonna wanna mark the upper hardware to aid in alignment. So just make sure you mark the front side of this nut so that we know to place it back in this spot. So after you've marked the upper hardware, come down to the bottom, there's the cardigan. We're gonna be taking the lower hardware off. So I have a 17 mil wrench and a ratchet with a 17 mil socket. I'm gonna use the wrench to hold the bolt in place. Make sure this is on loosen. And just loosen both of these nuts. Don't take them off, just loosen them. And then we're gonna be doing the same thing for the top and then taking them off altogether. Once you've loosened the lower hardware, just come back to the top. Use a 12 mm socket with the ratchet. We're gonna be loosening these three as well, sorry. Make sure it's on loosen.
I don't know.
Just turn it a little bit, it's pretty tight.
Should we do it right next, right? Yeah.
Just loosen it a little bit.
Go on your knees, yellow. Yeah. Okay. Why the fuck would you do that? You know what you did?
Your upper hardware, just come back to the bottom again, 17 mm. We're gonna be taking these off. This is already loose enough, so I'm just taking it off. Put these bolts and nuts and washers back in the cup. All right, I'm taking these bolts out. So I have it. Good.
Make sure you don't do that. What did I do here, bro? Like, it's just not coming out, man. Come on, bitch.
Keep recording. Keep recording.
Fuck. Fuck, man. Hold on. Wanna come.
Finally, we got one out. Fuck. Once you've removed your lower hardware, you want to come over to the top. You should have loosened these properly, so they might come out by hand. Yep. After you take these off, just throw them in the cup. The strut will just fall out. So I'm holding it with my left hand while I do this, in case it decides to just drop after I take these off. Because there's nothing holding it anymore. It's just these nuts. Take these off. Here's the strut. Put these back in the cup. Yeah. Move on to putting it back in. So once we have our strut out, we're gonna be examining it. First, we're looking at the spring. We're checking if it's rusted. It is rusted. If you look here at the top, right here, we see a bunch of rust, a lot of cracking at the top, a little bit of rusting at the bottom. Very little cracking through there, but it's still there nonetheless. And then we're checking the mount bearing. Does it move freely? Well, yeah, it does. But there is a little bit of play, and we never want that. All right, so now we're gonna put our strut back in. So I just stick it in from the bottom, and then now look up here. Come here. We want to make sure we get the alignment right. So you remember the screw that we marked? Make sure that it's facing us. That we marked with the chalk. So we just stick it in like this. Try to align it. Boom. Oh, it fell out. Don't do that. First thing we want to do is thread these nuts by hand. And then we're going to torque them to the recommended value we got on Mitchell and the man. now that you have these all of these top nuts threaded on by hand, you can move on to working on the bottom. After we're done hand tightening the top, we're gonna be working on the bottom. We're gonna be doing the same thing pretty much, just put these in by hand. We don't wanna use any torque, because later on we're gonna torque these in using the torque wrench with specified values we got from Mitch on demand. Once we have these in, just make sure the hole's lined up. Get your bolt. Try to find this. Just stick it in. Should go right through. It's the same thing on the bottom. Make sure it's completely lined up. And just push it in somehow. Try to. Now we got the top bolt in. We're gonna be doing the same thing on the bottom. Just stick it in. Make sure you have your washers on there, and then hand thread these again, same as the top. So after you've hand tightened these, we want to torque them. The recommended amount is between 15 and 22 foot-pounds, but we don't have that, so we're going to be using inch-pounds. We converted it to 200. 200 inch-pounds, yeah, that's what we're using. Just going to be tightening these. There we go. Heard that click. That click. Oh. There you go. That's it. Now we torque the bottom. All right. So after we've torqued the top, you want to come over here to the bottom. We're going to be torquing this to 56 foot-pounds. The specifications we got from Mitch on demand said anywhere between 55 and 60. So just do whatever you want within that range, I guess. I'm going to use this wrench to hold down the bolt. I'm going to tighten the nut. Hopefully I can get this. Don't hit the car. We have to keep going until it clicks. There we go. You heard the click. I'll move on to the bottom. Oh, it doesn't fit. Cut. I'm gonna get an extension. Can you pause? After we got the top part on, we want to get the bottom one. So, same process. Just go until it clicks. Oh. There you go. Once you hear that click, you stop. Boom. All right, so now we just have to put the wheel back on. First, we're gonna put it onto the bolts, of course. Make sure you get it on there, like so. When we put the hubcap on, make sure you line up the hole with the tire gauge or whatever. I don't know what that was called, to be honest. And then we hand thread these, all 4 of them. Alright, now that they're fully threading them by hand, we're going to use the impact gun, of course, with a torque extension. We're using 65 foot-pounds here, 21 millimeter socket. Make sure you have your safety glasses on.